How you doing, guys?
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. So I'm just going to give you a
So how are
brief
you doing?
rundown of the command contour tool and some of the features that we have on it, and how we're able to use this effectively. Anybody else coming onto the call? Expecting anybody else?
Possibly, we've got two other people who may join. Jude has apologized. That's why he particularly wants this call to be recorded.
Yeah.
But we may have one or two others joining if they can.
All right, no problem. Cool. So we're gonna get started anyways. So welcome everyone. So the command contour tool itself, it was created. Let me just share my screen again. It was created to help the traders, retail traders, identify good price or entry levels into the market. Okay. But it also has some other features as well, which we will get hold of. But the main feature is to identify what are some good pricing levels to enter the market at. As you know, we don't necessarily use a tool in itself to make a trading decision in terms of whether we're going to buy or sell. However, we could use the tool to give us our entries into the market after we've had a look at what is happening from a fundamental standpoint. So if you want to load your command contour tool, you go to indicators, you go to invite only scripts. Only people who are invited to this script will be able to get in. Or if you have a purchased subscription, you'll be able to get in. Click on command contour tool, and then you'll see some lines populate here. So let's just clear things up a little bit. We could go into the settings, right? We could take off these bulls and bears for now, right? We'll talk about that in a minute, and we'll just leave these other lines on here for the minute, all right? We could even take off this command contour level right here, right? So we just keep it down to bare bones. So bare bones, we have, all right, we have you'll see a line here. You'll see this line, and then you see it turns green. It kind of goes up, and then we have a flat line here. Don't worry about this line that goes up there. What do you want to consider is these horizontal lines. Those are the main command contour levels that will be produced, right? That will be produced from our tool. Okay. Now you would notice that sometimes it turns red, right? And usually when it turns red, it means that we're in potential for a selling position, right? It turns red here, it's red trending downwards, right? And whenever it turns green, it means that, okay, we potential for a buying position, right? But all in all, these horizontal levels, so I'll just mark them off. If I just use a horizontal line right there, right? Those levels are the levels that we look to get our trade entries from. So we also have these pink lines right here. If I zoom in a little bit, right here, you'll see this pink line. This pink line or level is called a fair price level. And sometimes we use those levels to get our trade entries as well. Okay, the main thing to remember about these pink lines is that whenever they're formed on this particular day, we're not too interested in taking a trade off of these pink lines on this day. What we're doing is we're looking for a trading opportunity on a next day, on a different days. Like so say for example on this day, right? Where we have the pink line right here. Notice that price came up into that level, okay, right there, and then trading opportunity. Even if you miss that, then price dipped below the command contour level, came back up, trading opportunity there as well. All right. So of course we would have needed to understand our bias as well, why this Euro USD was potentially going to sell. And then when it gives you the opportunity, when it stops trending upwards, right? So you see the trend was upwards, and then now it sort of breaks below this level. It gives you that opportunity to say, all right, it's ready for a selling opportunity. Once we have done our analysis, somebody coming in. All right, I'll give you another example, or a good example of that in the GBP, in the German 30. This happened last week. Okay, so this German 30 was really, really interesting in terms of it was trending upwards quite strong. Okay, it was trending upwards quite strong. You could see price had been respecting our command control levels here. On this day, if you missed that, it respected the level here as well. It had a bit of a retrace within the zone, pushed up, right? But it kept trending upwards and tapping on the command control levels, just right here. Whenever the market is trending nicely, the command control levels come in really, really handy. You see it here, price came back down into this command control level here as well. Okay, and so forth and so forth. Right, we had a big drop off, but then there was a recovery, and then look what happened. Price spiked right back down into a command control level right here. Okay, and then push to the upside. Now, on this particular day, we did some analysis and we realized the GDP figures came out for the for the German economy. And I believe that we actually have that within our mood swing group. So let me just share this with you. So I'll share the fundamental side of things. Right. Let me find it first. I will find the date and everything. Okay. All right, there we go. Found it. All right. So let me just share this. All right. Right. Are you seeing that?
No, still looking at your command. Oh yeah, I can see it now. I can see it. Yeah.
You can see it now. Right. Okay. So this was July the 28th. Okay, where we had a GDP contraction in the Germany, and it's a negative sign for this German 30 right here. German 40, same thing. GDP contraction is like a number of factors, and is likely to weigh on the German 40. This was on the 27th of July. So let's just mark off the 27th right here. Okay, so we had the indication that the German 30 on the 27th was going to potentially
we're still looking at Telegram Valley.
Yeah, no problem. Right. So we had an indication that this German 30 here was potentially going to fall off. This is on the 27th, right? We had a big strong push to the upside, right? So from a fundamental standpoint, we're expecting the German 30 to drop off. However, with the command control tool, we're still trending upwards, right? So from a technical standpoint, we're still trending upwards. And that happened for 1-2 days, right? And not until we had a break of that command contour here, all right? Not until we had that did we eventually had the massive fall off that we were looking for since the 27th. And look at how big that fall off was. From a fundamental standpoint, we knew that we needed to see some sort of dropping off of this German 30 here based on that fundamental news. But the command contour sort of helped you not get into the market too early. Okay, so it gives you a sense of time in the market. Okay, sometimes the market will drop off immediately, and then of course if it breaks the structure of the command contour, then we know, all right, boom, we ready to rock and roll. And sometimes technically, from a technical standpoint, it's still trending upwards and still moving upwards. So it just was not ready yet. So that's one use of the tool. So let me just clear this off as well. So it helps you with your entries. It helps you with timing and seeing the market turning around. One other thing that it has now, so if we go to the settings, right, we have the bulls and the bears feature. So if we click on the bulls and the bears feature right here, then I mean we could have one on, right, just for clarity. Could keep just one on, and we're just waiting to see. All right, I just want a long position. We just wait for the bulls to come in. Right. If we go down to smaller time frames, it will just be a lot of noise. Right. We'll see quite a lot of activity in terms of bulls and bears. Every sort of pullback and push, we'll see the bulls and bears come in. If we go to a larger time frame, it's less noise. Right. It's less noise here, and it kind of gives us a bit more clarity in terms of a stronger trend in one direction or the next. Okay. We do have a bulls and bears strategy, which I would share with you guys, with regard to the 4-hour time frame and seeing these bulls or bears come in. So if we go back in, we could put the bears on, right, and how we could use that in conjunction with the command control tool from a technical standpoint to be able to get some trading opportunities. Okay. One of the things that you could do with the bulls and bears here is you could actually set an alert for when the bulls and bears appear. So if we right click and we just hit add alert, right, and we just choose our command control tool, then you could go to bulls, right, and just make sure you choose once per bar. Bears here. You could type in bears, you could type sell here if you want, and just click create. You've got to remember or be very mindful of what time frame that you've set this on, because it's time frame sensitive. So if you want to get an alert on the 1-hour time frame, make sure you choose the 1-hour time frame and right click, right, choose set your alert and choose your command contour. Make sure you choose once per bar, and then we could type in sell, or you could type in whatever you want here. Sell when
1-hour time frame.
You know, sell on H1, yeah, whatever you want there. You could type it in the alert name, or you could type it in the messages, all right? And then you hit create, right? That alert will be created on your alerts panel right here. So you see it right here, it's listed. So whenever the bears come in on the 1-hour time frame, you would get an alert sent to you. It will come up on the screen here as well. You could do that for the bulls, you could do that for the bears. Okay. You could delete it, right? So we've deleted that. One of the other things that you could do on the command control tool is actually set it so that it gives you a trading signal, quote unquote, right? So right here where we have buy zone and sell zone, you could actually set this in once per bar as well, and it will give you a message saying price is in the buy zone, meaning there's a potential for a buy in the market. Beware of any upcoming risk events, which is high impact news, and you could create that as well so that you get the tool to tell you, all right, we potentially have a buying opportunity here, or we potentially have a selling opportunity here. It's slightly different to the bulls and bears because this is more built into the tool. So that's another thing that you could explore as well within the command control tool. But always remember, it is just a tool to help you with your entries in conjunction with our fundamental analysis, which you guys are a part of the fundamental group. So you'll see the fundamental analysis come in and we'll say, all right, well, we're considering potentially selling the pound or potentially buying the dollar because of so. And then you come onto your command control tool here and you could identify the levels at which you want to get into the market for a buy or for a sell. All right. Any questions at all regarding that?
Yeah, Bally, I've got a couple questions, if that's
Yes.
okay. So you showed us a strategy that worked on a 4-hour time frame.
Yes.
Is that the best time frame to use, or does the tool work pretty well? I know, other than noise, does the tool work well on a particular? What's the best time frame that the tool works on?
Well, if you're intraday trading, I would say you could stick to your 1 hour time frame. Okay.
Okay.
If you're intraday trading, stick to the 1 hour time frame. If you want to get more of a long-term swings for the week per se, stick to your 4-hour time frame.
Okay, perfect.
If you're looking for a longer term move.
Perfect. Okay. All right. But you say avoid 15 minutes and lower time frames because of the noise?
Well, I mean, if you're scalping, then you could go down to those time frames if you want, right? If you're scalping, you could go down to those time frames if you want. But I rarely look at those. I just go to 1 hour or 4 hours. It depends on how people approach in the market.
And you said the tools works best in a trending market rather than oscillating market.
Yeah, that's right. So if it's trending upwards, you'll get some beautiful entries to get in on the market, right? Look at here, for example, right? So it tapped into your command control tool right here, right? Price started pushing and trending upwards. And you'll get a sense of whether it's going to trend or not based on the fundamentals. What is pushing the market? What is driving the market? Is it an interest rate decision? Is it an inflation decision? Right? What is happening? Look at this here. Price pushed up. The next day, price came back down. Now it didn't come all the way to the command control tool, but you remember I said that the fair price level as well is sometimes used as your entry level fair price of the previous day. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Right, so that's a nice entry there as well. So the beauty is that you always have a possibility of an entry. If you miss one, there's a possibility of another. Look at what happened here as well. Price pushes up. Now it didn't come all the way back down to the command control level because there's a strong trend to the upside. But look what happens here, right? Fair price level. Okay, and of course you're never trading exactly from the level itself. You give yourself 3 to 5 pips for entry to help with spread. Same thing. Look at what happened the next day, right? So price pushes up. It didn't come all the way down to command control level. However, it comes to the fair price level here. So that's a beautiful trend to the upside, and you always have an entry. If you missed it on this day, you have one on this day. If you missed it on that day, you have one on this day. If you missed it on that day, have one on this day, right? Until things go again.
Is the fair price level based on volume profile?
Yeah, that's right. Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what's the delay or the lag between the bulls and the bears appearing on the chart?
Just about to ask that question, but
so that will be based on the candle close. So it depends on what time frame you're on. Okay, so if you want more of a quicker response, then you could drop down to one time frame. Just drop one time frame.
Okay, cool. All right.
Got it?
Yeah. All right, good. So guys, listen, please, if you've got any other questions for Bally, then please ask now. I mean, now's the time. We've got him on the line. I kind of saw some review, and it
broke up. You broke up there. Go again.
I was saying I saw something. I'm saying to the team, if you've got questions, please ask it now. But then I went in to say that I saw something yesterday on your pre-market overview.
Yes.
If essentially what we want to be doing, guys, is we want to be identifying the fair market price. Is that what you call it? The pink line, the fair market price?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I just call it the fair price. Yeah.
We want to be identifying the fair price. And where we have a bullish bias, we want to be buying below the fair price at the command control level, if you're right. Yep. Or where you have a bearish bias, you want to be selling above the fair price. It's a very simple way to get a clean entry into the market in the direction of your bias. So yeah, but it started.
I have a quick question. I don't know if you've already explained it and I just missed it, but I get the pink line is the fair value level, but the red lines and the blue lines for your buying and your selling, where do those levels come from?
Well, that's the secret sauce, eh? That's the secret sauce. But these are levels that are very significant when it comes to your trading. and they would be formed on you. Basically, it'll be formed on the next trading day after all the trading activity would have happened on a previous day.
So would we get all those levels for the day to come? It's not like
it's always formed on the next day. It will always be formed, right? So
okay.
So when you open up your chart tomorrow, you'll have a new level form.
Makes sense.
Okay, and you could drop this on any chart that you want. You could drop it on. I mean, we use it on. Let's see. We use it on oil.
Well, is this time specific?
Go again. Sorry.
Is this time specific? Like, say for example, if I'm trading on Aussie in Aussie pairs,
Yeah.
and obviously most of the movement is usually it could be at night time, just for the pure fact of the time.
Yes.
Would it be? Can I use it for that kind of those pairs? Can I use it for those pairs as well? Or
Yeah, you can use it on any pair you want, right? Any of these pairs, right? AUD, USD here. Look at NZD, USD. Any of the pairs that you want. Remember, we're just trying to identify a good pricing levels to enter the market at. All right, this one it came to this level and it pushed up. It was a lot of nothing happening today, to be fair. But today was a holiday in New Zealand and also in Canada. So that's why we had really nothing happening here. So we'll come back to we'll revisit that.
Belen, a quick question, if I may.
Yeah.
Are you able to, for example, you're currently on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, 1 hour time frame. So I would imagine that the command console setup is time specific or time frame specific. So those lines and those bull and bear signals are for the 1 hour time frame.
Yeah, the bulls and bears will be for the 1 hour time frame.
Okay. Is it possible that you could be on, say, a 15-minute chart?
Yep.
It shows the contour levels and the bull and bear signals for a different time frame. In other words,
right. So you want to be on the 15-minute time frame, but you want to see the 1 hour time frame bulls and bears.
Yeah, exactly. So say for example, when I'm trading, I normally trade on the 15-minute time frame or the 3-minute time frame or something short term like that.
Yeah, so you're scalping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of looking for a signal, I want to go for a higher time frame, 1 hour, 4 hours, something like that.
I've never tried it. But it's something that you definitely play with. I've never tried it per se. And
you see where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Otherwise, you could be on a 15-minute chart, ready to trade, if you will, but you ultimately would have to go to switch to the 4 hour, say, to get your signal, if that were the case. So I was hoping that there was a way of being able to specify what the signal's time frame is, which is different from the time
frame that you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing that I've tried before. It may potentially be, but I could play around with it and see. But not that I've tried it before.
Okay. But
I see where you're coming from. There was one other thing that I forgot to mention, and is this blue box. This is also a Zap, what we call the Zap Zone. And we have a specific strategy for that Zap Zone. You could actually take it off if you want. So it says in inputs here where it says display Zap Zone, we could switch that off, hit OK, and then give it some time and it should come off.
Is that effectively the Asian session?
Effectively, yeah. All right. And we could put it back on. Okay. But it will only display on no higher than the 1 hour time frame. If you go on a bigger time frame, it wouldn't display. It will only display from the 1 hour all the way down, right? And we have a specific strategy for that as well. We call that the Zap Zone strategy. So we have a Zap Zone strategy. We have a bulls and bears strategy as well. But those are just all technical analysis, right? Just to give you what we call trading with a probability type trading, where it's not necessarily linked to any sort of fundamental analysis, more for scalping than anything else. Although the bulls and bear strategy on the forward time frame is more of a longer term thing. But if we understand the fundamentals pushing the market, then we know that, all right, we're just going to stay in. Once we have our bulls or bears signal still showing, we're just going to stay into the trade until otherwise stated, right?
I've got a question. Good evening.
Sure.
So your indicator, does it coincide with the news post that you post on Telegram under your sentimental and fundamental analysis? Does the indicator coincide with that, or are they two separate information packs?
So yeah, there's two separate informations. One, the fundamentals is to give you a sense of the bias, right? What direction we want to trade in. The tool here is going to give you a sense of where do we want to enter the market at. You get it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'll play around it because I think in our group we've only got one other indicator, which is the oh gosh, that's the one that just gives the different time zones. So that gives us the target zones between New York and London, and I think
right, yeah, I know. So
US,
like sessions, a session indicator.
That's right, that's the one. Sessions,
yeah.
That's it. Trading sessions, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is new for me. So I'm saying, I mean, if I'll be totally candid, to the eye, it's a lot of noise. More
yeah,
than
so this is what I'm saying, that you could actually switch things off here. So you could switch that off, right? You could switch off this Zap Zone here if you want, and simply just have this tool. What you're interested in is just the horizontal lines. That's the main thing.
And then they come up in green and they come up in red.
Yeah. So red is generally showing that we're trending downwards. Green is generally showing that we're trending upwards.
Okay, and say that, and does it go over to like commodities, indices?
Yeah, you could switch that to NAS if you want. You could switch it to US 30 if you want.
Right.
It shows up on any of the assets.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions, guys? Now, I'm very sure that, you know, if we ask Ballet nicely after we've had a play around with this, then he's going to give us some more time. So I don't think we need to squeeze everything into the first night, and we probably have enough to work with now in terms of using this. Have a play around, see if it's something that you like, if you can make use of it alongside what we've learned. Okay, alongside what we learned, I can see ways that it will definitely sit alongside what we know already. I saw a beautiful entry on the DE30 that we could see we would just see with our eyes. And yeah, if you I can't remember what time frame it was, Ballet, but we would see that with not that one, a little bit previous to that, a little bit earlier, where it went from a bear trend into a sharp bear trend, into a sharp bull trend.
Here.
Nope, I think it was even before that. Or maybe it was there on a different time frame. I can't. Yeah, there it is. Right there it is, down there at the bottom. Okay,
right here.
Yeah. So I mean, we know this, and we know it with literally. If everything was taken off the chart, we know it.
Yes, right here.
But yeah, exactly. But using the additional information that we find with the command contour, you know, maybe we're going to find some additional levels and get confirmation that the market is moving into our direction. So let's have a play around with it. See if it's something.
Especially with the fundamentals here, because we had a big drop off here, and then when you get the fundamentals to say, all right, we potentially could see the German to rise in here, then we get the beautiful entries. So we have to remember fundamentals for your bias, and then these tools for your entry. That's all. Fundamentals for your bias, these tools for your entry. Fundamentals for your bias, these tools for the entry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Really, really good, Valley.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, guys?
No, not at this stage, but appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, let's have a play around. And as far as we're concerned, we've got live trading tomorrow at, I'll give you the time in the morning, but we've got live trading tomorrow. So, Bally, thank you very much. Appreciate you. We'll have a little look at this and then we'll have a play around. And also keep our eyes on the Telegram chat as well, okay?
You're welcome. All right. We have some.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing I was going to say. You post pretty much daily on the Telegram, so we got to keep up on Telegram because
not
our particular group.
Not necessarily daily, but when something big is probably going to happen. Like, for example, tomorrow, we've got the balance of trade for the US. So that is going to be big. So we're going to look at that and see how we could take advantage of that fundamentally.
Okay, and then you take a lot of that information from the FXX, the daily FX calendar. Is that correct?
So we have the daily FX, we've got the MyFX book, we've got Forex Factory, we've got Trading Economics, different places that says that the news is gonna happen, right? So there are different sources.
Very good.
All right. Awesome.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you. Guys, all good, and we'll see you. I'll let you know on our group what time the live call is going to be tomorrow, okay?
All right. Take care.
Fantastic.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.